Hello, fellow history explorers. Today, I'm going to be giving you a full exploration and history of an abandoned grocery store slash market here in Porum. Now, this was something that I passed by on the road a few times over the last year or so, and I just had to finally stop and find out what this place was. So today, we're going to be finding out what happened, why it closed, what in the heck this thing is, and how much was left behind here. And really just trying to help solve the mystery and what is in its future. So, without further ado, welcome to Sooner Market. Just look at that mural right here. Actually, also looks like there's another mural or another part of it right above it that's been faded pretty badly. W-A-R-D Edward or J-L Ward. Now, you might be having the same thought that I had when I first walked in. Why was nothing donated? You have cans of food left. You have several unopened containers and so much equipment that made this place run, and all of it was left behind. So I had to get to the bottom of why this place was just walked away from. How could somebody just leave all these things behind? Wow, they seriously left everything. Oh, I just felt something in my hair. I guess that was that. Thought something was... Whew, that was close. Ooh, look. Maybe the price of cigarettes at the time. What is this? The price of nachos. Oh, you could order like food here. They had like a little... I guess that would make sense based on the to-go boxes. Every single time that I come in and I start exploring abandoned buildings, I always get so thirsty, but this is the first time in a while that I've been able to come in, and they actually have refreshments here waiting for me. Where did it all go? I still had a lot of the grocery store to explore, but I decided to take a quick break and go and talk with a few of the neighboring businesses to see if they knew anything and could give me any leads to find out what happened. And that's when I was able to meet with Tom Barnes. Browsing through, and I was wondering if I could just ask you a couple questions.
Yeah, did you get her?
He did ask me, and I told him you were older, you knew more about the house.
A local resident who has been living in Porum for over 60 years. What is Porum, to someone who doesn't know, outside of a town?
It's just a small town, Oklahoma. I mean, it's one of the towns that shut down, just dwindling away.
This small town in Oklahoma is located 30 miles south of Muskogee and was named after John Porum Davis, a rancher, Civil War veteran, and Cherokee Nation councilman for the Canadian District in Indian Territory. Porum was founded in 1903, and even in its heyday, the population never exceeded 1,000 citizens, because this town was mostly comprised of farmers and cattlemen.
When the railroad shut down, the nursery went out, and that sort of hurt the town bunch, dwindled it away, you know.
Yeah.
There was a right across the street, the movie theater. That's where the theater was, and there was like 3 bars going, and
I always loved learning about small towns, and Porum was no different. But when talking with Tom, I of course had to ask him about that grocery store. Wow, this is where all the bottles and stuff were.
we had a Ward store and a Future store. Those 2 names of them. Now you could buy about anything you wanted in the more stores. It's from cow feed, guns to clothes, toys.
They're gone too now?
Oh yeah, the old building's still standing. The old grocery store is still standing. That was Ward store way back in the day, you know.
And while that explains the J.L. Ward sign above the Coca-Cola sign, that still doesn't explain why this building closed.
Do you know who owns it? Because I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, the city owns it.
After thanking Tom for meeting with me, I decided to head down to City Hall to find out more about this place, but they were out for lunch and told me to come back later. So I decided to go back to the Sooner Market and try and find clues as to what year the building closed.
Wow. Look right here, this is... You can actually see the original ceiling behind this tile. See, obviously they dropped the ceiling a little bit at some point, but the original molding is up here. Alright, let's go back here. Maybe there's more calendars or receipts and documents in this other room I didn't check when I first got here. See, this is the back office. This is where they keep documents and things. So I would imagine there's, an office. Well, this might have answers. Maybe. Lots of destruction in here. I just went straight to Sooner Market. Oh. We got someone from the tax commission to Sooner Market. Maybe they're behind on taxes. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Oh, we got some receipts. Something. Let's bring these closer to the light. What do we got here? Oh wow, these date back to 2003. Alright, let's see if we can find an expiration date. That'll tell us about when maybe this place closed. Oh yeah, you can tell this. If only. Oh wait, some of the milk jugs were left. They have expiration dates on them. And I saw them in... Here's one, let's see what this was. Alright, so this was clear value, strawberry, let's see, a gallon, expiration dates are usually located, Best Buy, oh here it is, July 26th, 2007, and there we have it, folks.
So now I know at least when it closed, but I still don't have the why. So I went down to City Hall after lunch to get some answers.
I also got a book here. I've got a book. Here's you can take that, that's of the Porum Range War.
This is May Daniel. She was excited to tell me all about the history of Porum and answer any questions I had pretty much as soon as I walked in. And I'm still thankful that she took time out of her day to tell me her story and make me an entire copy of a book that gave the history of Porum.
We were just an old town, and of course we had a lot of outlaws come through.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. Even after Bellstar, we had, like, Pretty Boy Floyd. He was, because we had a lot of, back in the day, we had a lot of bootleggers. And I know this because my grandfather was one. He just didn't get caught.
Your grandfather was a bootlegger?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he was friends with Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so...
Who would have known that Porum, Oklahoma would have been the hub for outlaws back in the heyday? But now, it was time to bring up the question about the Sooner Market.
Now, do you know what led to the closure of that building? To the old war building?
Which,
The old Sooner Market?
yeah, the guy that owned it last wasn't paying his taxes.
Oh, so it just randomly shut down in the middle
Yeah,
of the
pretty
year?
much.
So you guys own it now?
Yeah, the town of Porum does.
So it was the back taxes after all. It turns out that letter I found probably had a lot to do with what happened. However, it still doesn't quite answer the question as to why none of the stuff was donated. Because if the building was to close down, why not donate that to local food banks? Why not give that away? And that's when May suggested I wait around for Jimmy Robinson, the superintendent of the Porum Public Works Authority, who was gracious enough to give me a personal tour of the inside of the Sooner Market and tell me more about it.
So how long you've lived here in Porum?
Oh shit. Since 76. You don't, a lot of people don't realize all this area right here,
Yeah.
there used to be 2 cotton gins here in town.
Really?
You can see here where it's
Yeah.
starting to come down. Let's go in right over here.
Okay.
Let this be.
So as it turns out, the city only acquired the building last year. And immediately when they got the property, they had a structural engineer come in and see if it was possible to save this building. And given that Porum is a small town, I was really surprised to hear this.
So, had a lot of people, residents, complaining about the integrity of the, the dangerousness. So we had written a letter trying to get it cleaned up. And he offered to sell the building. So the city ended up buying it. Don't realize what they was, but it used to be a lot of what they called S&H green stamps, which you spent so much money, they would wheel so many stamps off, and you put them in a book. Once you got that book full, it was worth money when you come back in to buy groceries.
You got some prices for some items at the time?
Probably. Oh, it looks like it shows them 20%,
Yeah.
40% off. Like I said, there's still some invoices here on some stuff. So right over in this corner, this is where their office used to be. So the way the little store used to work is people would bring their checks in, and he would actually cash their checks. And then they could do their grocery shopping.
Oh, no way.
And after a few minutes, I finally got my answer.
The state tax commission come in and put their lock on it and put with a sign that says it's not to be re-entered. It's reason everything.
Oh, okay, so there wasn't a chance for everything to be like donated or things like that?
No, they come in and shut it up, said no one's to enter it. And the only people that entered it was the people that snuck in here. And I mean, I'm sure there was more on the shelf than this, but
Do you know what day? I know it was in 2007, right?
somewhere along in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know the exact date. I was working here, and like I said, they come in and slapped the locks on the doors. I mean, they actually put their lock on the door and locked it.
Sometimes answers end up being a lot more simple than you think. And now that I found out that the city owns it, I also wanted to find out what they had plans for the future. Why did they get a structural engineer? Well, as it turns out, they wanted to see if they could save the building, and because of the report, unfortunately, it was just going to cost too much money to repair. So their only option left is to demolish it for safety reasons.
I mean, the thing is we want something better for our town. Yeah, there's going to be a piece of history that's lost here, and I'm not what you would say a history buff, but I believe that history is important to our community, to our person, as us. I mean, I'm interested about my history is, where I come from, where my family originated and all that.
Even though this building's days are numbered, it was truly inspiring to see this city try and weigh all the options before just resorting to demolition, much like this antique bank vault that sits across the street from the Sooner Market. Who knows what's going to go on this property, but I hope that they incorporate this historic artifact into whatever ends up going here. So, City of Porum, you are doing a tremendous job, And thank you again for allowing me to document this beautiful building before it's gone forever.
See that main beam?
Yeah.
So they're actually built into the brick wall.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm talking about over there? Right through there. You can
Yes. I am seeing that now.
So that's what a lot of what the structural engineer looked for when he come in.
If you like this video and you like exploring abandoned buildings and you love history, then this is the channel for you. Be sure to subscribe because we have a lot of videos upcoming and we have a lot of videos that we've already come out with. And we even have a feature-length documentary about the Majestic Hotel in Hot Springs, Arkansas. The corruption, the mysterious fire, the crooked dealers. So, if you want to check that out, the link is in the description. So, until the next video, keep exploring.